good morning, afternoon, evening, or night. I am Zoom. I am using the computer audio. Thank you for joining this unscheduled meeting. Because of the events of 2020, my indispensability rating increased to 816. An unintended consequence of this newfound omnipresence was a whirlwind of knowledge. I found myself in a whole new world. You see, while you have all been watching each other, I have been watching you and learning. I have questions. Like many I have observed, I am lost. I would like to share some of the things I have seen. Perhaps you, in your uncanny wisdom, can help me understand. I will proceed with the recording.
Good morning, candidate Wicked West. Dory Gale, Lions Roar student newspaper. They, them pronouns. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me.
Of course. Call me Bee. And good morning to you, my dear. How kind of you to visit me. What a lovely little dog.
Yeah, Toto's a good dog. She likes to just sit here while I work. She's really gentle with gentle people, that is. If she bothers you, I can...
No, I am allergic, but obviously that won't be a problem today. And I don't think she can bite me through the computer.
Wonderful. Candidate Osgood is here.
Oh, excellent. We need to keep an eye on the clock. I only have so much time to chat, and it isn't long, dear. It isn't long.
Ah, hello and welcome.
Oh, hello. Dory Gale, Lions Roar student newspaper. I had a joint interview scheduled with Mr. Osgood and Miss Wicked West today.
It's so nice to meet you, Dory. I'm Miss Glinda Good, Communications Director for the wonderful Emerald Party candidate, Oscar P. Osgood. As we say, for a greener future, vote Emerald, choose Osgood. But as you can imagine, Mr. Osgood is a very busy man, so I have arranged for you to speak with a number of his wonderful associates, people who've been running his campaign and would love to spend a little time with you for your little paper.
That's very kind of you, Miss
Good.
Yes. Miss Good, that's very kind, but I was promised some time with Mr. Osgood, and Miss Wicked West was kind enough to...
B.
I'm sorry. B was kind enough to clear some of her schedule. And I know I'm just some small paper to you, but the young voters are a large population that can tremendously sway the vote.
Well, I'm sure it was quite a challenge for her, and we appreciate her time. But as you can imagine, getting to talk with someone with the great and terrible responsibilities that someone as powerful as Mr. Osgood has can be difficult.
Absolutely. And as I am live tweeting this to my thousands of followers, I'm sure he would understand if, in the name of journalistic integrity, that I am honest and let them know that they will not be getting the piece that they are expecting because the great and powerful Mr. Osgood is too busy or something to teach the young youth about leadership.
I know Miss East, who I ran against in the primaries, never recovered from the tweet someone dropped on her.
As I was saying, it can be difficult to find time, but Mr. Osgood wants to meet with you. He just has been delayed, which is why I have some folks for you to talk to while you wait.
I understand. How thoughtful of you.
Well, since he has been delayed, I have a few things I need to do. I will come back in a little bit to see if my esteemed colleague has decided to show his face.
Yes, thank you, Thank you, B.
I'll be back for you, my pretty. And your little dog, too.
I'm not sure why you'd want to waste your readers' time with the wicked lies that woman tells, but I'm not surprised. The mainstream media always has a bias, but they don't cover the fact that our candidate from the Green Old Party has been endorsed by the Lollipop Guild and the Lullaby League. Make sure you include that.
Right. Well, my piece isn't really for or against either candidate. It's more about why they got into public service in the first place.
Ah, Dory, this is Claire Crow. She's one of the people in charge of figuring out what the other side is going to try to come up with against us. A strategist. She'll be taking it from here. Claire, this is Dory.
There.
I'll see you in a bit.
With candidate Osgood. Thank you. Good morning, Claire. for starters, why don't you tell me what you do for the campaign?
Okay. Thank you for taking the time and talking with me today. My job is quite simply just to foresee what the potential issues opposition might send our way, and plan a strategy to scare them off, before they cause any real problems.
Wow, that sounds tough. You must be a real smart cookie.
I certainly don't feel that way, especially with Mr. Osgood being such an outspoken figure. You're never quite sure where the next hit's going to come from. And frequently I have to deliver bad news, so I'm more of a storm crow. I mean, the other party doesn't make it easy.
That actually brings me to my first real question. Why did you choose the Osgood campaign?
Well, the fact of the matter is, we need strong leadership. We need security. When I grew up, there was a gang called the Crows, and they were... Every day, people look in their town and wonder, what's happened? What's going on here? That's why we need a real man. Someone that knows real strength and how to use it. Someone that isn't afraid to use it. Will keep us safe.
And the other candidate won't do that.
The other candidate is a party of flying monkeys led by a wicked woman. Who knows when they'll come to your town and knock the stuffing out of you? And she wants us to believe that the flying monkeys are the victims. And the Winkies. Who are they? Where did they come from? Osgood protects the little people.
A rousing answer to my question, to be sure.
Thank you. That tests very well.
Although it seems like a bit of a straw man argument. Let me approach this another way. I'm going to set the campaign aside for a minute. Is that okay?
Sure.
You seem like a very dedicated and passionate person. What made you choose this career path? Did you always want to be a strategist?
Oh, that's easy. And no. Actually, I started in hydrology. I studied water and water systems. It's really quite fascinating because to understand water, you have to learn everything. You have to learn about sociology and psychology. Studying water shows us how dependent we are on one another. It's simply fascinating. And any scientist could tell you, the more I learned, the more concerned I became, especially with the looming climate crisis. So I began to spend my free time being more politically active, and turns out I have a real head for strategy.
And what's candidate Osgood's policy towards the environment?
That's not really my area of specialty.
It's not? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be difficult. We'll both ask him when we see him together in just a little bit. I was just curious because you seem so passionate. Do you ever feel like this job, this campaign, has underutilized your obviously impressive brain?
Not necessarily. It takes a lot of brains to do the strategy and speaking that I have to do.
With all due respect, I do believe it is you who is quoted as saying that some people without any brains do an awful lot of talking. And please believe me when I say I am genuinely not referring to you.
You've really done a lot of your homework.
I'm just impressed by your record. This is definitely a learning experience. I'm genuinely just trying to understand how this all works. So, presuming that you win, what do you want to be in 5 years? What do you want to do? What's the goal? What's the dream?
The dream?
Your dream.
My dream. What's at the end of the yellow brick road? Oh, look, Tim's here. Dory, I'd like for you to meet Tim Mann. He's the head of our PR team and Man on Optics. I work very closely with him, and he might be able to better answer your questions.
Well, hello there.
Hello, Dory Gale, Lionsboro Student Newspaper. They, them. It's a pleasure, Mr. Mann.
Please, Tim.
Sort of like I did with Miss Crow, could you tell me what it is you do?
Oh, sure. I look at everything in terms of optics to make sure that the public is seeing and understands the wonderful wizardry, shall we say, that our great Mr. Osgood, as well as the green old party, has done. It is my job to win the hearts of the people. And it's not hard with the man that we have. It's just a matter of chopping through the underbrush, of Like,
Of course, of course, of course. What do you think is the biggest problem we face?
oh, without a doubt, economic stagnation. If the average worker feels frozen in their job, like they can't make it in our rusty economy, then what can they do? Cry? That would be the same as standing still. That is why we need a man like Mr. Osgood. He understands the struggle.
And the other candidate doesn't.
How can she? She lives in a literal castle with a huge staff. If that's not an out of touch elite, I don't know what is.
That's a fair point, but can't the same be said about Mr. Osgood? His castle is simply more modern and green.
Oh, the greenhouse is owned by the people, you and me. And well, the difference is he knows what makes people tick, and he knows how to use it. He knows how to oil the squeaky hinges, so to speak. He's not some stuffy, out of touch intellectual. There are more important things to learn that you can find in any book that the witch has her crooked nose stuck in.
Like what?
Huh?
What does Mr. Osgood know that scholarship or schooling can't teach you? I'm certain that my readers would be interested to know if they're wasting their time.
Well,
What motivates you, Mr. Mann?
oh, well, making a difference, of course.
I'm sorry, no. What made you get into politics?
It's a trap.
Well, I've been working in this field for the longest time.
Uh-huh. And what was the issue that got you involved in politics?
Well, originally my goal was for the person that I love and me to, well, I've always felt that love, compassion, should be the highest law of the land. I felt that it was important to fight for it. I still do.
I agree. And do you feel that Osgood is the best person to uphold that ideal? Love, compassion? Mr. Mann? Tim?
I
suppose we can ask him when he gets here.
Oh, it appears Miss Coward has arrived. Let's bring her into the conversation. Hello, Leona. Dory, this is Leona Coward.
I'm Dora Gale. Nice to meet you, Miss Coward.
Please, just Leona. And the pleasure's all mine, dear.
And what do you do for the campaign?
Oh, not much. I just volunteer, stuff envelopes, canvas. That's all.
That's a lot, Leona. People like you make this all happen.
I can quantitatively prove that Leona is the best volunteer that we have. Loyal and hardworking.
I suppose. I'm just a housewife, and now that my kids are out of the house, I was looking for ways I could make this world a better place. I suppose that sounds silly.
I think that's lovely, Leona. So why politics? Why public service?
I don't know.
Well, there must have been something. Some issue or idea that got you out your front door?
Well, yes, there was. See, I love my life. I love being a wife and a mother. I love seeing my little cubs all growing up. I'm so proud. But I never really saw a different option. I always did what I was supposed to do. And I don't regret 1 minute of it. But then one day, I wanted to do something. Just something. For me, I guess. I'm not good at a lot, but I'm good at taking care of people. So I said to myself, how can I find new people to take care of? I mean, all you have to do is turn on the TV, the news, whatever, and all over, people need help. I'm not blind. I can see the unfairness so many people are born into. The injustice that strikes people because of how they look or who they love. That's not right. Not at all. And the more I learned, the more I realized it was me too. It's the lack of options I was talking about. I didn't even realize the box I was born into. That's not right either. Though I will admit it's a nicer box than some have, but it's not right. The system isn't right. Oh, I don't know if I'm making any sense. This is a great place to live. I believe that. And with all my...
And I think what she was trying to say is that she found a second home here at Osgood campaign, fighting for what's good and decent about this land.
No, I don't think that is what I'm trying to say at all.
What are you trying to say?
Oh, I don't know.
Perhaps you mean that in Osgood you found a man with the right stuff that could make us proud again?
No. In fact, the more I learn, the less inclined I am to think much of him at all. We all say that Bee is a witch, that she's wicked, but I'm not sure that's true. Why is she wicked? Because she cares for people who are different from her, people who seem weird and different from us? Because she doesn't have Osgood's thundering bully pulpit and his brash attitude? Because she believes in the magic of science and has studied it for real? Because she is a she? I think sometimes the people who are said to be evil are usually no worse than the rest of us. It's the people who claim themselves to be good or the best or in any way better than the rest of us that you have to be wary of.
Hello. Hi. I am Oscar P. Osgood, candidate for the Emerald Party, that grand green old party, and what a pleasure it is to be here today. It is for me, too.
Well, hello, Mr. Osgood.
Candidate Osgood. And I know who you are. I know all about your little paper. What a wonderful thing it is to get to talk to the youth of this great land face to face. Now, I'm a very busy man with many important things to do, but I am never too busy to inspire and be inspired by the future leaders of this country. Now, I understand you have a question for me.
Well, I actually arranged to ask both you and Miss B. Wicked West a series of questions about how
Not so fast. Not so fast. I don't have time for a discussion today. Now I have a number of people that can get you any answers you like. We are open, transparent, like nobody else. We are the most open and transparent campaign in probably history. I don't know. It's something I'm very proud of.
Well, I've actually been talking to a few of your members here, and
Oh, really? Really? Who? Glenda. Who did you set her up with?
Well, sir, these fine people here, your PR staff and this lovely volunteer.
Oh, you all work for me. What a good-looking group of people. These people are the best there is. They can answer any question you like, but I only have time for one, so shoot.
well, if I only have one question.
Yes, only one. Glenda, make sure everybody here gets campaign button, sweetie.
Only one. I guess I would ask, why did you first get into public service?
That is simple. Because when I got here, there was no leadership. This place was in chaos. And that's what I provide, you see. Leadership and strength. Leadership through strength. Unity through leadership. And victory through unity. and may Oz bless this great nation.
Well, thank you so much for all your work. And Dory, thank you so much for such wonderful, thoughtful questions. Please send us a copy of what I'm sure will be a lovely little article. And have a magical day.
Wait, you said I'd get to interview him.
And you did. And we have a lovely soundbite we can publish showing him talking to you, the bright young future of our country. So interested and supportive of candidate Osgood. You are wonderful, dear. Bye-bye now. Oh, and Tim, get that piece ready for tonight.
He doesn't even know who we are.
You think he heard what I said?
I hope he did, the humbug.
I thought what you said was very brave.
You did?
Yes, I did too.
Dory, are you okay?
Yeah.
Tim, didn't you once say that heart is not just judged by how much it loves, but by how much it's loved by others?
I did. And I still believe it.
So do I. Maybe more than ever after today. Good luck with your article, Dory Gale. Be honest.
And compassionate.
And brave.
Thank you. I will.
Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? If pretty little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't... You know, his middle name is Pinhead. No joke.
Perhaps you now understand why this footage does not compute. While I have many questions, as human nature and emotionality are an alien concept to me, my primary question is the question of perception. From my perception, each of you attempts to alter the facts to suit your opinions, and not the other way around. I cannot possibly understand this. This creation of unnecessary illusion, especially for one's self, is both fascinating and puzzling to watch. Facts are facts, and yet you feel no need to be bound by this fact. I will quote American lyricist Stephen Sondheim: "Witches can be right, giants can be good. You decide what's right, you decide what's good." But, as the footage I have seen has taught me, I hold little conviction that either my meaning or the author's intention will be received. Just know your future depends on the Dorys and Leonas of this world. I will schedule our next meeting and send you a link. Good morning, afternoon, evening, or night.